It's your boy Mr. Dan Banks, aka DJ Fine Seal, JT. We are Jersey Magazine and Jersey Diamonds. I'm here with the homie Day Parkay.
What's up, man? How y'all doing, man?
Day Parkay in the building from
What's
Jersey.
up, baby?
You already know.
You.
Today we're gonna call him Parkay though. You know what I'm saying? Big guy in Jersey. Been doing this for a while, revolutionizing the game. We're gonna talk about his label. We're gonna talk about his album that he dropped last year, and we're gonna talk about a lot of his upcoming, moves. We got some things to talk about. So sit back, relax, brother. Let's talk for a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Get relaxed.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about you and what we got going on. So, okay. Mr. Parkay from Jersey, man. Obviously, you have a love for music because you've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
I want to jump forward and then we're gonna jump back. So, what's it like taking the core of your career and now also sharing it with young people underneath your label, TrueDonz?
Oh, it's amazing because when I was young, a lot of people fronted on me. Yeah. I had to figure it out the hard way. So I'm just happy I'm in a position to give back and help the artists that need the platform.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The platform I didn't have when I was up and coming.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of young talent out here that I feel with my guidance, I can make them much more bigger. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like it's my duty, to give those young artists a chance and help them with my platform.
Yeah. And what's the requirement to get a part of the TrueDonz label and everything? Like, how do you scout yourself, or is it something that they kind of come to you? Like, how does that go?
You just gotta have potential. I got a lot of friends that call me up like, yo, check this kid out. And I'll go check him out. But if there's nothing catchy about him, I'll be honest about it. Like, nah, I'm good, because I have a real particular ear for music. I'm a lyricist.
Yeah.
So I mainly go for the young artists that with substance in their music.
Yeah.
But I dip and dab a little bit. Like, I'm working with an artist now. Like, he does the little A Boogie thing, and he does a little bit of rap too. So I'm willing to experiment. But this has got to be something that stands out.
Yeah.
I'm diverse when it comes to that. Like, it's not really no requirements. You just got to be good. You got to have potential.
Definitely.
I got to see something in you.
That's dope.
I work with you.
Definitely. What made you start your TrueDonz record label? Because it's distribution, you got marketing, you got the clothing, designing. So you got like everything under one label. So you got one-stop shop entertainment company pretty much. So what made you start that and also name it TrueDonz?
Yeah, so basically, coming up, one of my favorite artists was Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of the Rockefeller movement, Dame Dash, Beanie Siegel, Emil and all. And they pretty much changed the game. Rockefeller was an independent label at one point in time. And and to see the success they reached being independent and having partnerships with Def Jam and all these different venues, that kind of motivated me at a young age. I always told myself, like, if I could, I'll start my own label versus trying to jump on the bandwagon with somebody else. So just seeing Jay-Z and seeing where he's at now and seeing people like Dame Dash, like how they got the TV thing going on now. It's all inspiration. I always wanted to do my own thing.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much why I started it.
That's dope. Yeah. So you had your own artistry, and then you had the business side of it too. That you was giving back, and then you was also putting yourself too. So are you like underneath your own label, or is it like, how does that work?
So basically, I'm the CEO of my own label.
Okay.
So I'm like similar to what's a good example? You had Birdman, he had Young Money or whatever, and he'll hop on a track or two. He might even put a little bullshit album out. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I'm doing it. Like, I'm the CEO of my own record label. I'm an artist under it as well. But as the years go by, I'm gonna probably play more of the manager role and focus on the young artists. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I got a core fan base that has an ear for my music, so I always gotta feed them.
Yeah.
So every year I'm gonna try to give them a couple of projects that help them get through the day, get through everyday life type of shit.
And actually going into that with your lyricism and everything, as we was talking about earlier, a lot of his music you can relate to, because it's talking about that, not only just the pain music, but a lot of everyday struggles that people go through, and then trying to go from the streets to the actual like real day-to-day life, like 9 to 5, and then the instead of selling pounds or selling houses, like different things like that. So let's talk about that album real quick, man. Let's just jump right into it.
Achieving While Bleeding, man. I I was grinding while I made that. You know, I was working full time. You know, I was paying this bill, paying that bill. You know, I was just going through life. I was becoming a man. You know, I was dealing with a lot of fake friends. I found out who were real friends. You know, I was just going through a lot of ups and downs. You know, so the pain I was going through, I just put it in the music. That's why I named the album "Achieving While Bleeding," because, you know, I was going through a whole bunch of stuff. You know, a lot of personal problems. You know, issues in my life. But at the same time, I was still putting in that work. You know, I was still trying to start the clothing line. I was still trying to, you know, push everything. You know, get on certain blogs. You know, I was still grinding. You know, in the music industry, while I was going through all of the BS.
So that was like an out for you to kind of express yourself on top of everything you were going through.
Yeah, I was venting on Achieving While Bleeding. That's why I named it Achieving While Bleeding. Like, I'm still achieving even though I'm going through pain. I'm dripping blood.
Just to bleed blood off the beat. The first track is called Blood Off the Beat. That by itself will tell you just how the rest of the album is gonna go. So it's almost like you put everything into that, and then there was like a whole chronological sequence.
Exactly.
You went to all the end where it was on Broken Wings. So kind of tell me about that sequence, like just every track that you were talking about, Much More, and all the rest of them. Like, just kind of tell me a little bit.
Yeah, man. The title just basically explained how I was feeling that day. Like, the project was named Achieving While Bleeding. Like, I'm going through shit, but I'm still chasing my dreams. Then I started it off with Blood Off the Beat. Because on my last mixtape was called Ghost of Khan Hans, and I had a track on there called Blood on the Beat. And I was basically just, I was stressed, depressed. You know, I was talking about a whole bunch of dark moments on that track. So I started off Achieving While Bleeding with Blood Off the Beat to show people I'm in a better place. I took the blood off the beat. You know what I mean?
So they paying attention. They see the order. The order of events.
They see the order. They saw the blood on the beat on my last project. Now this one was blood off the beat.
I like that.
And the funny thing is, with Achieving While Bleeding, I ended it off with blood still on the beat. That was the last track on it, because I want to let the fans know that, there's still pain at the end of the day. I might have started it off with blood off the beat, but I'm going to end it with, there's still a little blood on the beat. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still going through it. And as far as like every track in between, it was just different parts of my life, like Much More. You know, I was just basically telling the fans, I'm trying to give y'all much more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to give y'all much more than what the average artist nowadays is giving y'all. You know, people do EPs. They only want to give people 5 tracks, 6 tracks. I give people 15 tracks better every project. You know, and that's something that dudes like Nipsey did. That's shit that Lil Wayne did when he was going hard. You know, I always try to put in the work,
giving them that content.
Much More and Broken Wings. You know, it's basically like an extension of Achieving While Bleeding. Like, Broken Wings is about a bird that kept flying while his wings was messed up. And throughout that whole song, I was speaking from a bird's point of view.
That's good.
That's why I said, like, I started off with Band-Aids on my broken wings, pinky on his glitter on his pinky, must have dipped his ring in Poland Spring. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was speaking from a bird's point of view. And
that's some intelligent shit.
So throughout the whole project, like even Life on the Edge, I got a song called Life on the Edge where, you know, when I'm talking about like, damn, should I keep grinding with the label, or should I go back to the streets? You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that's a whole nother avenue of money right there.
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of people have temptations. And, you know, and it's hard just keep staying legal. It's hard when you just grinding and trying to make legal money. You know, you be tempted to, should I fuck around and do that? Nah, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna stick with the music. So Life on the Edge is basically explaining that, like,
that temptation going back and forth.
Like, Life on the Edge got me scratching my head. Should a nigga risk it all going after this bread? Fell in love with living fast right after I sped. If my nigga get caught, he going back to the feds. You know what I mean? So
that's good.
Every track is just a piece of my life, man. And last song I'm gonna talk about, I mean, we could talk about whatever, but the last song, I got a song called My First Love. I'm talking about the first girl I fell in love with, you know, my high school sweetheart on that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to give everybody
like every part of your life,
Yeah,
like everything that you've been
basically.
through. And basically the pain that could have been caused during those times.
Exactly.
That's good.
Yeah, and so people can understand why I'm the way I am.
Yeah. And even in your visuals, like you pay homage to a lot, even the areas that you were around, a lot of the homies that you've been dealing with, grew up with. You know, that's like what makes your visuals. You stay like real humble. Like you don't do too much flashy. Like you got a couple of things. Like you got like the nice cars, a couple of things, but you keep it like real straight to the lyricism. Like I don't want to go too far out and stray away from what I'm actually talking about. So what kind of kept you on that path with your visuals? Because it's been like real consistent with that, paying homage, showing off who you've been really rocking with, and keeping it real simple with the glam and the fashion.
Yeah, you know, I'm just a humble dude at heart, and you know, growing up, went through a lot of humbling experiences, and I feel like it's just important to be yourself. I'm not gonna shoot videos and try to be somebody I'm not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you try to front, eventually you're gonna get exposed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna have 100 people in my video because when I was down, I have 100 people on my block chilling with me. Yeah. So when I shoot a video, I try to keep it realistic. Like you might see me with a couple cats, maybe 2, 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it is. That's how I rock. You know, I move dolo. Yeah. And then if I don't move dolo, I'm with dudes that, you know, that's gonna ride for me and I'm gonna ride for them. You know what I'm saying? So I try to keep it humble. I try to keep it realistic as possible, and at the same time, I try to motivate. You know what I mean? Yeah. I might have a Bentley in the video just to motivate the people, motivate my fans. Like, yo, if you work hard, you'll be able to do shit like this. You know what I'm saying? So I try to motivate people, and at the same time, keep it humble.
Yeah. And talk to me about your artist name, man. Dave Parkay, like this.
Oh yeah,
that's unique in and of itself. It pops out. Like as soon as you type it in, it's the only person that's gonna pop up.
yeah, facts. Yeah, growing up, you know, I always used to freestyle. You know, always had like a little laid back personality. Used to make people laugh. You know, so the older dudes was like, yo, you a smooth cat. You know what I mean? You smooth like butter. We gonna start calling you Parkay. So you know, the name just stuck with you. Yeah, it just stuck with me. They always be like, you smooth like butter, you know, we gonna call you Parkay, and it just stuck with me. And my mother called me Day, so I just put the two together, like Day Parkay. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just to separate myself from anybody else who got the Parkay name. So it's like Day Parkay.
And when did you find out that you had like this lyricism that was just able to relate to all the fans, the core people that you deal with? Like when did you realize at that point, I'm gonna take this music and really like show people what I'm really, what I'm really capable of, and like you said, becoming a lyricist, not just a rapper, not just an artist, but an actual lyricist that you could actually relate to, like everything that I say in my chronological order music, like.
That's a good question. Well, basically, I always was playing around with the rap my whole life, but I played ball my whole life as well. You know, the first project I ever made was called Dreams Deflated. Because, I tried to make it to the league. I was ranked in the state. I was one of the top basketball players in the state of New Jersey my senior year. I went to college. I went to Lincoln University in Pennsylvania on a scholarship. But, things didn't work out. Me and the coach had a fallout, and I was forced to literally see my whole dreams deflate, like an opportunity to go overseas deflate. So, I was depressed. I was stressed. Basketball was all I knew. So I needed a way to vent. And I just went to the second thing I knew, which was music. So I was just basically venting. Yeah. And then I came up with a project like Hoop Dreams Deflated, because that's how I was feeling. I'm like, man, it's over for ball. Basketball's all I knew. So I was just talking about the pain I was going through. I was talking about what I went through in college, how the coach jerked me, had me sleeping on couches and shit, not giving me my room. And people just gravitated to it, like, my fan base just started multiplying, man. Like, there's like, yo, that's real music. You're not afraid to talk about your flaws. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. You're not afraid to show people like that dark side of you, of shit you've been through. Because we in a generation where everybody want to front. Everybody want to be somebody they not. Everybody want to act like they got a certain amount of money they got when they really don't got that. People want to act like their life is perfect, and ain't nothing perfect. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's why my fans like me. And so once I seen the fans appreciated the lyricism and the realness, that just motivated me to keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it.
That's good. Yeah. That's good, man. They Parkay, man, in the building, man. Jersey, talking that real stuff, man. We appreciate it.
Nah,
so now moving forward into 2020, my brother.
Yeah.
You know, it's early on, so it's go time. Go time real hard.
Yeah, so right now I'm working on a movie. You know, I'm working on a web series, and I'm also working on a reality TV show. So yeah, I'm gonna focus on that for 2020. I'm gonna push a couple of my young artists. You know, I'm gonna try to get them to drop a little EP.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give the fans something as well. You know, I'm not gonna put a date on it.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Put a time on it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put a date on it, but yeah, the same thing I always do each year, but I'm definitely gonna try to do much more.
Yeah.
Like track number 2, you know, I'm definitely gonna try to do much more.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, just that's it, man. Just keep my faith in God and keep going hard. Shit.
Blessings, my brother. Definitely.
Facts.
You heard it here first, man. We are Jersey Magazine. Dave Parkay is in the building. My brother, tell them how they can follow you, book you, everything, brother.
Oh yeah, man. You can follow me on Instagram at Day_Parkay, DAYPARKAY. You can follow me on that. You can follow me on Twitter. It's the same thing. And yeah, just DM me. If you want to book me, just DM me. You know, the price, I can negotiate the price with you. You know what I mean? If you're a dope artist, I'll probably do it for the love. You know what I mean? If it makes sense. But yeah, I'm easy to reach, man. You can just follow me on Instagram, DM me, let me know. If you're a young artist with talent, DM me, send me some of your music. You know, if I see potential in it, you know, I'm definitely gonna give you a holler back.
You heard it here first, man. We are Jersey Magazine. Dave Parkay.
You already know. Appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah.
That's love.
Jersey turned up entertainment. Entertainment.